What if I told you that the most iconic sounds in Irish music, a sound which is celebrated for its lightning-fast, decorated and joyful playing, wasn't really a style at all? What if its global identity was forged not over centuries in the rolling green hills of Ireland, but actually in the bustling heart of New York City by one man? This is the story of the Sligo style of Irish music, a style so famous, so influential, that musicians across the globe have spent a century trying to master its unique swing and character. But the deeper you dig, the more you find that the story of this regional style is really the story of one person, a fiddler from a small parish in County Sligo named Michael Coleman, a man who, after leaving for America, became a recording superstar and, in the process, accidentally defined the sound of his home for generations to come. When we talk about regional styles in Irish traditional music, things can get a little bit fuzzy. These aren't rigid formulas, they're living, breathing traditions that shift and evolve. But Sligo is different. It's often held up as the gold standard, particularly for its fiddle playing. It's fast, it's flamboyant, and it's absolutely packed with intricate ornamentation. But what does that actually mean? What makes a tune sound Sligo? Well, it's a combination of things. The bowing is often very light and dainty, creating a flowing rhythmic pulse that's often been described as lazy or laid back. The real magic though, the secret ingredient, is in the ornamentation. The Sligo sound is famous for its use of cuts, a single quick grace note that flicks in just before a main note, and rolls. These are more complex, rapid-fire 5-note flourish. This, combined with a very particular use of triplets, gives the music its rich, decorative texture. Unlike other styles, the triplets in Sligo music are often placed very late in the beat, almost tumbling into the next note. This creates an incredible, flowing, almost cascading effect. It's what gives the music its signature lift and irresistible bounce. To really understand what makes Sligo unique, it helps to compare it to its neighbours. Take the Donegal style, from the north. Donegal fiddle playing is famous for its hard driving rhythm and powerful aggressive bowing, a sound forged by its rugged landscape. Where Sligo is light and laid back, Donegal is intense and energetic. Their triplets are played right at the front of the beat, giving the music a more attacking feel. Then you have the Clare style to the south, famous for its soulful, lonesome sound. Clare fiddle playing is often more lyrical, with a focus on slower, more emotional expression of the melody. While Sligo is defined by its constant, intricate ornamentation, Clare style often lets the tune breathe a little bit more. It's less about the fireworks and more about the deep, heartfelt feeling. So you have these three incredible, distinct sounds: Donegal's drive, Clare's lyricism, and Sligo's decorated laid-back flow. For decades, the big question was why? Why Sligo? What was in the water that made these musicians play with such flair? The answer, it seems, was never even in the water at all. It was in the air, specifically the air flowing through the flutes and uilleann pipes. And the person who best translated that airy ornamental sound onto the fiddle was Michael Coleman. Born in 1891, around Killaville in County Sligo, Coleman grew up in a house filled with music. His father, James Coleman, was a respected flute player. From a young age, Michael was absorbing the sounds around him, learning how a melody could be bent and decorated. He was particularly influenced by an uilleann piper called Johnny Gorman. Now this is where it gets interesting. I want you to think about a flute, or a set of pipes even. They can create these incredibly fluid, decorated passages of music. The ornamentation isn't just an add-on, it's part of the instrument's soul. It's very possible that the Sligo style, with all its famous ornamentation, is so distinctive because fiddlers like Coleman were trying to capture the magic of those other instruments. They were trying to make the fiddle sing and roll and breathe like a flute or a set of pipes. It's not an exact science, of course, but when you listen to Coleman's playing, you can hear it. He wasn't just playing the tunes, he was decorating them with an unbelievable amount of intricate detail. In 1914, Coleman left for America and eventually settled in New York. This move would change Irish music forever. It coincided with the rise of the recording industry and Coleman, being the virtuoso that he was, became a star. Between 1921 and 1936, he recorded 80 commercial 78 RPM records. These records were like musical messages in a bottle, sent back across the Atlantic. In Ireland, where many people had never even heard of a gramophone, hearing Coleman's playing was a revelation. This was the sound of home, but amplified, perfected, and sent back with the energy of New York City. His specific versions of tunes, packed with his signature flair, became the standard. Now, it's crucial to state that he wasn't the only great Sligo fiddler in New York. James Morrison and Paddy Kaloran were also legendary figures who made incredible influential records. Each had their own genius and contributed immensely to the music. However, Coleman's recordings became so popular that his influence was monumental. So, while giving full respect to the other masters, for the sake of this video and to understand how the Sligo style became so famous, we're going to focus on Coleman. His story is a powerful lens through which to see the evolution of Irish music. It was Coleman who was one of the first to truly treat the fiddle as a solo instrument. Before this time, the fiddle was often seen as part of an ensemble, playing strict, tight rhythms for dancers and ceilidh bands. He wasn't just keeping time, he was a virtuoso performer, pushing the instrument to its absolute limits. His daughter Mary even confirmed he was such a showman, he could play the fiddle and step dance at the same time. So, is the Sligo style really a regional style? Or is it actually the Coleman style? It is a bit of both in my opinion. The tradition was already there, bubbling under the surface in the house dances and sessions of South Sligo, but it was Michael Coleman who captured it, magnified it through the lens of his influences, and broadcast it to the world. His recordings became the blueprint. He didn't invent the Sligo style, but he defined it so powerfully that for the last 100 years, when people talk about the Sligo style, their reference point is often, knowingly or not, the sound of Michael Coleman's fiddle. It was a sound born in Sligo, influenced by the breath of the flute and the drone of the pipes, and immortalised on scratchy 78s in New York City. A sound that proves that sometimes the music of a whole region can be found in the hands of a single master. Now, as I've mentioned in previous videos, there's always a worry in our modern globalised world that these unique regional treasures could fade away, smoothed over by a single generic sound. But the Sligo style has a powerful defence against being forgotten. First of all, we've got those priceless recordings from Coleman and his contemporaries. They are a permanent archive, a direct link to the masters. The sound will never truly be lost. But more importantly, this music is not a museum piece. It's alive and well. Every year the county comes alive with festivals that act as guardians of the tradition. Events like the Sligo County Fleadh, the South Sligo Summer School, the Queen Maeve International Summer School, and the Carja Sligo Arts Festival bring together musicians from around the world. They don't just celebrate the past, they actively keep the tradition strong, passing it on to new generations through workshops and sessions, ensuring the Sligo sound continues to evolve, to breathe, and to inspire. The legacy isn't just in the recordings, it's in the hands and hearts of the players today. Thanks a million for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, hit that subscribe button, and leave a comment sharing your thoughts. As always, I'd love to hear from you. Check out the description below as well, where you'll find links to our Discord community, our shop, and a few more resources if you want to dig a little bit deeper. And as always, a huge shout out to our channel members. Yes, it's plural this time. The support has been amazing and we had 2 new members join this week. So a massive thank you to Niall and Shane for coming aboard. And not to forget Kathleen as always for her continued support. You're all seriously helping to keep this train moving. If you'd like to join them and support more videos like this, hit the join button down there for a few extra perks. Now that's enough for myself. As always, thanks again to everybody for watching these videos. I hope you all have a great day. Slán go fóill. Cheers.